Hi everyone, it was so great over the past few days to hear how many of you have been so impacted and engaged by our question and response time on Sunday. If you happen to miss it, then please check it out on our YouTube channel. But one of the questions or responses that I have had over the past few days was from Gary Hemmings. Now, I think most of us know Gary and Sylvia, who are from Norwich in the UK, but living here in Melbourne right now. And Gary sent through to me this most extraordinary piece of reflection, of writing, all about the disciples' experience on the road to Emmaus, which you can read about in Luke 24. And I was so struck by Gary's words and the sense I had that these words were for us as a community at this time, that I wanted to share them with you. And I asked Gary to video this reflection, which I'll pop here for us all. But just to couch this teaching, I really feel as a church that for many of us, this word of Gary's, it may be very prophetic, because for many of us in this time of shutdown and of social isolation and distancing and so on, there can be a sense of being stuck in grief or stuck in loneliness or feeling confused, feeling sad. All those things are okay to feel. And yet if we stay in that place and don't allow Christ to transform us, to move us forward, I feel we will really lose an opportunity in this time, in this season, to journey forward, to be catapulted forward in our relationship with Jesus. And it's been so encouraging to hear from our Connect groups how many people have been sharing their gospel stories, recording their gospel stories, and actually grabbing this opportunity of this COVID time to actually move forward in faith and move forward into what God has. So just want to encourage you to sit now and dwell in this reflection from Gary. And I want to honor Gary for bringing these words to our church community. And I want to ask you, what is it that Jesus is calling you into? How is he calling you to move forward in this time, to move forward in your relationship with him, to move forward in confidence in your life, in whatever is in store next? What could it be that Christ is calling you into? What does it look like for you to travel to Jerusalem and share the good news? What does it look like for you to be a person of good news in your community, in your world, in your sphere, right at this time? So enjoy this reflection from Gary, and I'll catch you very soon.
We've all walked the road to Emmaus, but I wonder how many of us stayed in Emmaus and not moved on. 2 Corinthians 5:14 and onwards, which we have been following, asks a similar question. Have we walked away from the old and moved into the new? So maybe the question is, have we walked the road to Emmaus and then turned around and went back to Jerusalem? In life, we can choose to still be on that road to Emmaus, drowning in our sorrows, hurts, stuck in a place of sadness, and continue to live in despair, confusion, instability, and fear, living in a world where Satan has the last word and death is the end of life, where he has you trapped. Or hear the word, hear the voice, and be overwhelmed by his love. Am I prepared to turn around and go back to my passions, my dreams and visions, back to healing, back to a life of hope, back to a world where love has the last word and life never ends? Have we walked the road to Emmaus and then returned to Jerusalem? Or are we stuck in Emmaus? It's a question that asks the church and us as individuals. Do you want to move forward or stay where you are? What these two unknowingly did was share the gospel. Imagine for one moment that they did not return. It would have been a very different story.